Hey fam, so before we go deep into chemistry, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and drop a comment. This helps more people find this content, especially students who really need it. You know the mission to help aspiring medics grow, become better students, and cross this jam madness with clarity. Right now, let's get into it. What I wish I knew before writing chemistry in JAMB. So let's talk about chemistry and JAMB chemistry specifically, right? So if you're watching this, chances are you either love chemistry and just want to score high, or chemistry is that one subject that always keeps you guessing. So either way, this video is for you. So because the truth is, jam chemistry looks simple, but if you're not smart about how you study it, it can humble you real quick, right? So let me show you what the high scorers did and what I wish I knew way earlier, right? So the first thing is mindset. Mindset. I always talk about mindset, and chemistry is no different. The students I spoke with all had one thing in common. They believed they could master the subject even when they didn't fully understand it yet. So one of them aimed for 340, right, in total, and ended up with 320. That's not the full target, right? But that is a solid score, right? And that mindset of aiming high pulls you into the top range. I've ever heard of the saying that if you aim for the sun, you might actually end up, in case you don't touch the sun, you might actually end up falling on the moon. So yeah, it starts with the belief that this isn't beyond you. So yeah, start with the belief that this isn't beyond you, right? So number 2, pick a textbook and master it. Pick a textbook and master it. This is where the real game begins, right? So if you're all over the place, switching from book to book every week, you will stay stuck. One of my colleagues said he picked one main textbook, and that is new school chemistry, and mastered it. He mastered it. So mastered it. So after that, he cross-checked the JAMB syllabus and made a simple map. What are topics he already knew, topics he needed to revisit, topics he had no idea about. And he worked on this, and this was very simple, targeted, and effective, right? So then there's another colleague of mine who said he swore by using new school chemistry, but went further to use LAMLAD chemistry for extra questions and for deeper dives, that is deeper understanding, right? He turned to LAMLAD especially for organic chemistry from around that chapter 18, organic chemistry around that chapter 18 to chapter 21, right? If I'm not mistaken. So that's that. So the point is, don't just collect books, right? Finish one, then supplement smartly, right? So number 3 is organic and inorganic chemistry. You see, these two have their own strategy. For organic chemistry, start with new school. New school is very good for organic chemistry. It's good to build your basics, right? And it's good to build your basics, and then you use LAMLAD to deepen your understanding. So start with new school chemistry to build your basics, then use LAMLAD to deepen your understanding. Okay. So for inorganic chemistry and stoichiometry, new school is usually enough, but again, LAMLAD helps with good insights, right? LAMLAD helps with good insights. So one tip that came up multiple times is that don't just read. Solve the questions at the back of every chapter from both books. Solve the questions at the back of every chapter from both books, right? So number 4 is what? Repetition, right? Repetition. Chemistry is high on repetition, right? So I can't emphasize this because one of my colleagues had a straightforward method, and it worked for him. So he said he just read the same book over and over until it sticks. And his combo was very direct. He said he used Ababu for the basics. He read Ababu to the core. Then he used LAMLAD for extra understanding and for depth, right? He was sounding more like another person too that I spoke to, almost alike. Only that this person, he is using Ababu for the basics, while the other person used school chemistry for his own basics to build his own understanding. So and both of them use LAMLAD for extra depth. So in his own case, he went further to use JAMB Remix for past questions, for solving a lot of past questions, for smart revision, after every question is solve every question, you could get every question you could get hands on under that topic in JAMB Remix, right? And then he repeated until he repeated all these three methods until he could teach the concept. What was it? Ababil for the basics, Lamlad for extra depth, especially when it comes to organic chemistry, and JAMB Remix, right? He added test driller. So there's something that he does this one. He does this more often. So he added test driller to track his progress, especially on Sundays, right? He practiced test driller. So that repetitive loop is what makes chemistry feels like less like chaos and more like common sense, right? So number 5 is what? Practice is where the magic happens. Practice is where the magic happens, right? So this is where you build speed and confidence. I'm telling you, oh my God, I can't overemphasize this. You have to practice. Like, when you're practicing it, make sure you practice and you understand the question you are solving. If you don't know the answer, you check the answer and get why you failed the questions. This practice is very important in boosting your scores, sincerely. So next is one contributor of mine also said he used test driller too and ran through every past questions from 2000 till date twice. He did it twice. Another of my classmates said he used hard copy past questions and drilled them from the 1980s. Can you imagine? From 1980s till date. So the goal isn't just to practice; it is to know how fast you can solve, where you usually mess up, and how much time you have left to check your answers, right? So prayer and faith is number 6. Prayer and faith is number 6. I have to say, it's something I agree to. Honestly, you can put in the work and have the best books, best resources, but without faith and a calm heart, stress can mess things up, sincerely. So yeah, do your part and trust God to handle the rest. So in summary, here's the winning strategy, right? So master new school chemistry, right? Master new school chemistry. Supplement with Lamlad, especially for organic chemistry. Use test drillers consistently. Try the test driller and let me know how it went. So revise with JAMB Remix. JAMB Remix is a powerful resource. Try it out. Your past questions are there according to topic. You're good. They are it's a very powerful resource for you to use to prep for JAMB. The next is track your weakening points and repeat until you are fast. Track your weakening point and repeat until you are fast. And lastly, have faith, stay consistent, and trust the process, right? So if this helped, please give it a like. If you're serious about crushing JAMB, make sure you are subscribed. And more videos are coming on biology, English, and strategies I wish I knew earlier. So we are building something strong here. One honest conversation at a time, right? So see you in the next one.